up, everyone? So today is gonna hopefully be a quick video, but we're gonna be working on my personal bike. This is a 2018.5 FC450F. It's the Rockstar edition, so it's got all the upgrades, ASV levers, all kinds of cool stuff. But anyway, it's been running like crap, backfiring, and it's just been like sputtering and really low on power. So what I want to do is take the fuel tank out, take the fuel pump off, and change out the filter and make sure there's no leaks. So I think the issue is the fuel pump. Somewhere in between there's going to be a leak. I cleaned the filters out the other day, but I noticed that when the bike is running, there's a ton of bubbles in the gas tank, and that's a pretty clear sign that there's a leak somewhere in the fuel system going from the fuel pump to the carburetor. So that's what we're going to be doing today, is working on that and hopefully getting this thing running smoothly again. So I'm just going to pull the tank off and show you guys what we're working with. Alright, so here's the issue really. When I go to start it, you can hear that it takes a while to get going, and then once it starts, when I rev it up, it really just wants to die. So that's what happens pretty much, and then if I try to rev it a little bit, it'll backfire and pop a bunch. Alright, well now it doesn't even want to start. Let's throw the choke on and see what that does. Alright, well, anyway, that's the issue. Hard starts, runs like crap. And then down in the tank, I noticed when it was running, there's a ton of bubbles down there. Kind of hard to see. Yeah, so yeah, you can see all the bubbles. That just means that the fuel is not getting all the way to the carburetor. I mean, it's getting there, but it's still leaking. So not enough fuel. It's running pretty lean. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to take all the plastics off, get the tank out, dump the fuel, and then pull the fuel pump out. All right, to get the seat and the top half off of any KTM, Husky, any of the new styles, they're pretty much just pressed on this left side plastic here. So I just want to pop this out. I have these different points here, and you'll see there's these little press pins here. They go into these notches, and that pops right out. And then the only thing you need to do to take the seat off is this one screw right here, and that's just an 8mm. Just like that, and then the seat will slide out. Okay, and then to take off the tank, we have these little screws that screw directly into the tank. So there's 4 of these, and then in the front there's 2 that screw into the radiators. Those are 8mm, and these up here are the ones up top are 6, so 6mm and 8mm. Alright, so once you have all the screws out, I took the 2 out of the front of the radiator, the 8mm, and then the 6mm in the back here. You can just slide this plastic off here. There is a notch right here that slides into this bolt on the gas tank. So it'll be like that on every model. Just slide it backwards and it'll pop right off. Same on the other side. Okay. And then we just have one 8mm right here in the middle of the tank. If you loosen that up, the tank will come right out. But first, we need to disconnect the fuel line down here. So It's usually tucked up under here. So this is the fuel line. There's a little button right here. If you push that button, and then you can just wiggle this apart. Okay, it'll come out just like that. So that's the part that connects to the gas tank, and this goes into the carburetor. This little gray thing right inside there is one of the filters. I've already taken that out and cleaned it. So I know that's good. And then there's gonna be 2 more filters inside the tank on the fuel pump. So now we're gonna pull the tank off and then get the fuel pump out. Oh yeah, there's one plug on this side here that goes to your fuel pump, so you just need to unclip it and pull that off. Now we're going to drain our fuel back into our gas can here. All right, now that we got the fuel drained out, we need to take off these 4 screws here, and then on the bottom of the tank, there's gonna be 2 17mm bolts. So this one is just a cap. It kind of holds everything together down here. And then the other one is where the actual fuel comes through. Okay, so that's off there. These are going to be the same 6mm screws here. So there's just 4 of these on the actual pump itself. Okay, and then you can just pull the pump right out. So it's going to be this whole piece here. So here's our inline filter, and then there's another filter sock that's down under here. I've already replaced that one, and today we're just going to be replacing this filter here. And then I got some actual crimp clamps to put on here. Alright, so we're going to be replacing this filter and these clamps. I had taken the filter off and tried to clean it to see if that was the issue, and then I noticed all those bubbles. So I think there might be a crack somewhere in here where the fuel is getting through. So I picked these up off Amazon. They're pretty cheap. I hope they work. They are direct replacements, but not OEM. So the one thing you have to note is the orientation. There is an arrow on here, which you can kind of see right there. And you just want to make sure the filter is going the same way. So we're just going to replace this. Hopefully that fixes our problem, and then put everything back together. Okay, so here's our new filter. Just gonna throw that in line. I'm gonna actually take these off first. I did get some new clamps. Okay, and on goes the new filter. Okay, that's all nice and tight, and now we're just gonna put it all back together, and hopefully that fixes our issue. All right, now we're gonna get the pump back in. There's two ways to do this. One, you can kind of just put it in and try to just pull it through the other side just by like dangling it in there. Or you can route like a string or something up through here and tie it to the back of this and then pull it through. I should be able to just kind of lay it in here and then have it pop out the other side. So. Takes a little bit of maneuvering, but once you get it in there, it should come all the way through. This is. Alright, well, I'm going to tie a little piece of wire around here and pull it through that way. So I'm going to go up through the big hole. Okay, and our wire's pulled. There we go. Alright, so we have the wire pulled through. I'm just going to twist it around this here. Just like that. And then we're going to pull this through here. Okay, and then we got it through like that. I'm just going to get this one started so it'll hold it in place. Okay, then we can take off our wire and then put the nut on this side. Okay, let me just need to put our 4 screws back in here. Alright, so now we're going to get it back on the bike and fill it up and see if that fixed it. All right, when you connect this fuel hose down here, you just want to make sure it clicks into place and it's fully inserted in there. Before I put everything on, I'm just going to put some fuel in there and see if we can get it started and make sure everything's good. Okay, I'm not seeing any leaks or anything, so I'm going to try to start it and make sure those bubbles are gone and see if it runs any better. Okay, 1,000 times better. Before it wouldn't even rev like that. It would want to die and fall on its face. So I think that was it. I'm just going to put everything back together and take it for a ride. Wow, we just took the bike for a ride, and I have to say it's way faster. I'm gonna have to get used to it. It must have been leaking for quite some time. There's a ton more power, low end and like top end. It's crazy. So yeah, bike runs great. That was exactly what it was. It was just leaking through the fuel filter. So that's gonna do it for this video. It was a pretty quick one, but definitely a good fix if your KTM, Husky, GasGas, whatever's bogging down a little bit. Check that fuel filter and make sure there's no cracks in it. So all right, thanks guys. We'll see you in the next one. Like, comment, and subscribe. Thanks.